So I think we're gonna start talking about Instreal, that application we created to show you how to build the app. And Billy is gonna.
I didn't.
No, go ahead. It's your time.
Hi. Hello. So yeah, I'm going to present you a project we create just for the community. The community. So so the name of the app is Instreal. So we don't have a logo. So if we are going to present the app, and after if you want to suggest any logo, you can. So the first session, okay, I'm going to present you first and then I will explain. So why did we do that? So based on the feedback we have from the previous meetup, we saw that we have a lot of beginners who just want to understand how Flutter works, what do we do with Flutter and stuff. And so we create the projects to cover everything. So from UI to productions. So we prepare open source project. So it's on GitHub. You can check the project on GitHub now. And so so we're going to cover during the next meetup. We're going to cover different subjects. So today is build beautiful UI. So after Ali will present you just how to build UI, the beginning of Flutter. And then later we will cover many things: the state management, maybe CI/CD, deployment on stores. But it won't follow this thing. I think it depends on how the project goes. We will adjust the subjects. And just to show what we have today as design, we only have those 2 pages. Actually, it's only 1 page, just slide and dot mode. So the goal, we wanted to create like an Instagram only of Montreal. That's it. But we just wanted to change the design. We didn't want it to have like an Instagram page and that's it. So I made a design. I just wanted this app to look like something for human, and not just a screen with the same font everywhere. So I tried to create like Polaroids, shape, and handwriting fonts, just design thing. So Ali, you can go ahead. Oh, you have this one?
Okay. Oh yeah, this is Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the project. This is our project, and we're going to cover everything. We discovered it's better to mouth aims into the mic, so maybe.
Oh.
Is it better?
Yay!
Thank you much better.
Thank you, Victor.
What about me, guys? No.
Okay. This is our project. So it's a really simple project with a list view and a picture, and also in Montreal. I'm gonna cover everything that we are going to add in the future, as a feature. The first thing, I think there is a localization. We are in Montreal, so we always have to take care of French and English every time. Localization in Flutter is super easy and convenient. There is only one file you need to add, L10N, and that's all. And then you add your localization here in the L10N folder, and yeah, you're good to go. And Flutter does everything else for you. In the YAML file, you need to mention which is your, default language, which is English, and output class, which is Instreal localization, and the Dart file of your, the name of your Dart file. And if you want to avoid any untranslated message, you just put the untranslated message file, and if you don't have a translation for any of your English, for the equivalent, the French version, it's gonna be up to here, and you can, make a CI/CD GitHub action to avoid, merging any kind of commit which has a non-translation word. Our ARB files is so simple, like you first mentioned the localization, which is EN. You put your, the words here, and then the French version here. You use and also Flutter generates everything for you. You have to mention you need to mention in your pub spec the Intel package and the Flutter localization package, which is in the SDK, but for the Intel package, you just need to add it for any version you want. And trigger the generate to true from Flutter property. So Flutter is going to generate your localization. Where it's going to be generated, it's going to be in Dart tool, Flutter Jhin, and here, there are your localization classes. So you don't need to worry about this kind of generation. And one thing you should know, which to be, more convenient way, is to export this file, which is generated file, which is Flutter Jhin, and export this file. And then if you want to, for example, here we're using Instreal localization of context Montreal. And if you don't have any import file, let me remove this. The Android Studio IntelliJ is going to, suggest you to import this. So you just use the suggestion and you can import the package. But the Flutter Jhin is not really in the suggestion of the IntelliJ. So just that it is a whole localization which is super easy in Flutter, and also if you want to change the localization, let's do it. Here we have the English, and let's just turn it to the French. Just you need to, if you click the code and you just set a variable here to change the localization. Or if you just don't have this one, it's gonna be your mobile, the user mobile localization. Like if it's gonna be in French, it's automatically changed to French. You don't need to put any variable here. But is in another language, like Spanish or something, it's gonna be English version, which is the default version. Let me put this horizontal. And if you want to change as the user wants, like they have an English device and they want to see your application in French, just change this variable to French. Voila, this is the French version. That's so easy. This is the localization. You have to also put the localization and support the local, which is in your classes. The other thing I want to mention is that the theming which is just this code, this amount of code, which is material 3, which is a new version of the material. Before that, we had a material 2, which you need to, define everything. I wanted to show you how was the material 2 version, because I did that at first, and then we changed it to material 2. The material 2 was this kind of like this. You have to have a file which define the dark theme and the light theme. So this is your material 2. You need to define everything, each color for the primary, secondary, background, and surface. But in material 3, you just need to define one piece of code, which is the seed. Let me see it here. Here. For example, we have the color of the purple, which is the seed color, and then Flutter does everything else. I also have another, I recently used another material 3 demo, which I think is useful to see. And every time, in mobile, we have the wallpaper and the theming mode, which is dynamic based on the mobile device. For example, my Samsung is like purple. So if your application supports dynamic material 3, it needs to be changed to the purple because it's a user definition. And everything else is defined by the Flutter, like the text color, the primary color, the card color. Let me change this to the color, this is a dark color. Let me change it to the light. And this is the material, as a purple. There is a card color which a little bit purple. And the text also, they use as a purple. So only you need to just define is one color. And if I wanted to show you the material 3 demo, which is really useful. This is by the Flutter team. The sample, you can check it online from Flutter sample. And it's really awesome. We have 2 type of changing, like based on the wallpaper. Here is based on the color. For example, I change it to blue. Everything's gonna be changed as a blue, as a primary color, seed color. And also there is also a wallpaper version which Flutter does itself. You don't need to do anything. You just give the image to the Flutter, and Flutter calculate everything for you. For example, here I have a bluish color, which turns everything to the blue. And if you also want to use the device color of the user choice, you have a package like dynamic package color. I don't know what was it called, but you can use that to get the information of the user device color. So just that for the theming. So it's really easy. You just need to mention it here. And also we're using Google Fonts here. Google Font is a package. Just you need to only use the Google Font package, and then after using the aesthetic of open source, here we're using Open Sans as a primary font family. So I just apply the theme data.light. You have to do this. There is an issue with the Google Fonts which can't understand the light and the dark, so you just need to theme data as a text there. Apply the Google Font family, Open Sans, to the font family of your dark and the light. And if ever you want to change your font family, we were having here, for example, in our postcard. Now here also we have, for example, we have the Montreal as another font family, which we're using as a, Kavit. caveat font family. We're just using, only thing we do, we just define the text with the Montreal name and the style of the, display large. Also in the material tree, every typography change to the display, headline, and body to make it more understandable. We don't have the body text and everything, which was very, very vague. So here we're just adding the style of the display large. You have to do this. If you don't do this, you can also do the text style like this. Text. If you define your style like this, your just font family and everything else, this is not going to be used everything. Flutter use this style for only this text, if you do that. But if you use the theme style like display large and you change whatever you want in the copy width, method, you're gonna change everything you wanted, not anything else. For example, here we have many other options that we don't want to change, like background color, decoration and everything. So we just need to change the color and the font family. Change the colors to the purple, which is our primary color, and the font family to the caveat color. Just this is about the theming and how can we, override something to something we want. So just this. About the code, let's go see some code. Let me close all of this that we talk. Okay, we have only the main which we're running my application, and you just need to, the title and everything, which is a Flutter demo here, and the theming here and everything you change from here. Everything you change for example, if you want to change the theme or the localization and everything, you have to set a variable or something from here or inherited widget from the top of the material app, and you can change that. We can cover that later, but it's not really mandatory for now. We have the home page. We are going to the home page. In our home page, we use a scaffold widget, which is for the each page we use the scaffold as the default. And in the body method, we have the list view, which you can scroll here or anywhere else you want. And in our list view, we have the text here, two texts here, and then the postcard, which is the picture with the title and the name of the author. In this version, we don't have any modelization, so we're just using the simple text. But in the future, we're going to have from JSON modelization and everything we can cover later to understand a little bit about the backend stuff and everything in a model you want to get. Here we have a simple postcard. This is the card of our postcard. Is the card widget. It's the same as that one. We're having a padding, which you see there is a padding here from the scroll controller and your content. If you do the padding outside of the, inside of the, outside of the, where was it? Here, it was here, sorry. Outside of the list view is going to change a little bit, different. Let me show you. For example, we want to have padding here, for 8 padding. And if you see the padding is gonna be applied after your scroll bar. And if this is the 8 padding, but if you do the padding inside, you have your list view from the outside of the scroll bar is here, and you have the padding inside of the scroll bar. So just to let you know that even the padding you mentioned here and outside of the widget is really important for your UI. There's also a padding here for each card, which is this amount of padding here for your image and your text. So this is the 24 edge instance of your padding. We have a simple column and an image, and a text and double text. So for the image, we use the accept ratio. So we have the same, same amount of, width and the height for each one of your image. So no image can be larger or something else. So we also have to do the fit for the heights. And image.network is the widget from the Flutter. You can just put the URL and get your image. You can also use the cache image to cache your image on the memory. Some different from device to not really stick to this. And be careful to use the size box like this, because if you do the padding here, it's gonna be a little bit different. For example, padding here, for example, you can do this like this only. For example, the top padding would be 8. Would be 816. These are the same, but anyway, this is not really cool idea to do that, because in the right, if you also you can do the right or top, or it's not really distinguished because the user can change the orientation or anything, or even the we were talking with the Jhin for some localization like Persian and Arabic and other localization, we have the right to the left language. So if we do like this, it's going, for example, have the padding in the right. But if you change the localization to Arabic or Persian, everything gonna be switched. Like if we have an English like this from left to right, we have the right to left in the localization of Persian and Arabic. So don't do the right, left, anything or align. Here we have the David at the end of the row, at the end of the column. We're using the right version here. So if we do this, like using the align method, because we have another widget which can do our job, which is the align method. I have to do align also does what happened. For example, if I do the align to the align dot center right, for example, it does the same job, but it's not going to be good because of the localization and everything. I don't know what's the problem here. Anyway, this is not the best. Just don't use the right or left. You just need to use the spacer or expanded or flexible, and it's gonna be apply your changes to the right to the left. Just this. And this is the simple version of our application. We have the GitHub here for our application. Go to the Flutter Montreal GitHub. There's a discussion and what things we want to do in the future in the project. You can brainstorm your idea here, or in the discussion channel. We also build the discussion forum that you can create your idea here, and you can just thumbs up and make your idea, or you can make a pull request for your. This is the Jhin idea, what it says. cool, this is a really cool idea. So we're going to have this in the future.
We can vote.
Yeah, you can
If you want to
vote.
learn as well.
Yeah.
Some topic you guys want to learn, put in there.
Okay.
And maybe
Yeah.
you can create content.
That's what you can engage with the project we want to do. Like we're going to have many things to add this project, like Firebase and some other idea to add the picture. Simultaneously in the live, like someone add a picture and we can see like Twitter. And this is a really amazing idea to do this project. You can come with, clone this project and contribute and work together to make this project better. You can also learn as much as possible. You can ask your question in the Discord channel and we can answer everything you want. Any question or anything you want to know, let us know.
No? No one?
So there's no Firebase backend yet, right?
No, there is no Firebase backend, but we're going to add models, Firebase, and everything in the next version. In the next event, possibly we are going to cover anything we add, we are going to add. So yeah, for now, it's a really simple project.
I have a question. Hey, so I'm not super familiar with the material tree you spoke about, the new way of doing this, the seed colors.
Yeah.
So my understanding is that you have one setting of the color, you said
Yes.
purple,
Yeah, it's a
and
purple.
then Flutter kind of calculates.
Everything else, like primary, secondary, and everything. It's
Nice.
based on the material tree.
Based on the, okay, and then in the other demo or sample from the Flutter team you showed, there was something from an image.
Yeah, you
So I
can
provide-
also.
I can provide like,
Yeah, here's the image. For example, color schema. In the image color schema, let me show you here. The color
So you-
schema
yeah,
is here, I think. Yeah, here
Right,
there
so
is
you
a
provide-
bunch of images that Flutter uses as a color image provider. You just needed to add it to the Flutter.
yeah,
as
so
a-
essentially you're providing a path to an image, that's I understand?
Yeah.
Or is it specific, okay.
It's a pass and Flutter calculate. It's a network image. You can also
Okay.
use it in your asset files or anything, but network
So
images.
from the image, the engine
Provider.
will do, from image provider, okay, so the engine will do the calculation of what general theme is.
Yeah, based on
So
the
if I find my
wallpaper.
favorite app and I want to copy their theme because I think it's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It's really useful.
That's awesome, that's cool, thank you so much.
It's based on the material you
Yeah.
introduced in Android itself, actually.
Yeah, as far as I know, actually, if you use Android device, I think he can automatically read it from Android device system setting.
Yeah.
If you have, he will automatically read it from Android background setting. as well.
Not right now. There is a package.
Okay.
You have to add the package, but Flutter does not do that right now. But it's going to be an agenda. I saw that there is an issue that made all of the plans they want to add for the material tree. It's not cover everything, but I think in the future they're gonna add.
That's a cool feature, yeah, because the theming before was like,
Yeah,
Nightmare.
it's amazing. And also many things change. Like if you see, if you run this project, there is a material 2 and material 3. If you click on this, it's going to change to material 2. You click again, it's going to change. If you see everything kind of changed and there are some, for example, bottom up bar, like if you see it was something else in material 2, now it's just more. Good UI. I really like this UI, but you
There's
can
web
also-
button as well.
what button?
Web button of this app.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you can also. See. I never checked the web, but I run this. It's really nice. It's in the Flutter sample project. You can find it in GitHub.
More question?
Yeah, about the theme and the material free, material true, etc. It's more a thought than a question, by the way. It works fine for like personal projects when you are free, when you have free hands for the design and everything. But most of the case I face, the client wants a specific design. So the client tell me what it should look like. And in that case,
You don't have the option.
yeah, it's more pain than something useful, right?
It's it's their issue, we don't care. But they have to adapt themselves. I mean, this is the new way of coding. For example, if they want to add even the Cupertino, the designer don't do the Cupertino and material. We can change these two design for the in Flutter, but they never done that.
So it's useful if you, it's a new way of coding for Google and Google flavored application. But if you don't want that, and it's your generally it's the case, you don't want our clients at Page One or the previous clients I work with, they don't want a Google application, you know. So what I always do with Flutter is to unmaterialize my app to not look like the standard design line of
Just, I want to mention, just avoid doing something like this, define your color here. If you do this to the white here, for example, something in the past we didn't have the dark mode. So many projects didn't change to the dark mode because of this. Every time you define widget or something, you have to change everything. But if you do your card design here in the theme, for example, we have the theme data. I think if I change something here, card color here, colors.white, for example. This is the best idea. You don't need to change everything. You just need to change this white, for example, in the future to the brown, to yellow or something. You don't need to change every widget of your code. But if you do this, this is the bad coding.
No, actually, what you can do is that in Material 3, what you can do is you can define custom color. And then if you use define custom color in there, I think that's fine. Because if you use custom color, Material 3 also calculated to compatible light and dark theme automatically. So you don't need to worry about, theme different.
Yeah, but
if you use that way.
Avoid to define it here.
I think there's many topic in the Material 3 later. I don't know if you guys have any expert on that, but we can talk about it as well.
Yeah, there's a color plat also package, which is combination of the some color. There are many packages. I don't remember where did I find. I think Flutter Material to implement.
In the meantime, anyone have questions?
Here. And there are some packages. No, not this one. Oh yes, this one and the other one. These are two packages. This is for some combination of color, like here you can also clone this project and see how it does work. You can also define some color as your seed color, and you're gonna calculate everything based on what you want and everything else. So this is also a really cool package, which is not in Flutter, you can use, and also it's a Flutter favorite. And this is the package I told you based on the device color. So you have to use this to get the device color and the dynamic color you want. Those are the same publisher. Thank you.